But when we talk about the best quarterback in the NFL, you know, we can't sit up there and take that from Patrick Mahomes based on the first few weeks. I mean, the brother is the two-time reigning defending AFC champion with a Super Bowl on his resume and 2 Super Bowl appearances back-to-back on his resume. Has never completed less than 65% of his passes as a starter. Is completing 69% of his passes right now. And oh, by the way, struggling this year, 69% completion, 16 touchdowns, just 6 interceptions. 6 interceptions is the total he threw last year, so I get the concern. But here's the thing. We also have to take into account the fact that he's taking chances because he has to, because the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs is straight garbage. Period. Now, that does not mean to the Honey Badger and Snead and Sorensen, it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way.
Chris Jones,
and I respect that. But I want Kansas City, if you're watching right now, because you know, I go back years with my brother Andy Reid, okay? I covered them in Philadelphia, all right? I understand. I got a few friends on that squad. Your defense is trash. Somebody needs to tell y'all are horrible. You are a walking abomination.
Wow.
You got your butts kicked in the Super Bowl, and you're walking around like you never recovered. The offense has recovered. The offense has said, yo, we ain't going away, okay? We modified some things or whatever. We'll be back full swing. We lost Sammy Watkins. He's in Baltimore now, but we'll be back in full swing. The defense has said, you know something? Damn it, we gonna be offensive. That's what we are. We're so bad, we offensive. You got Spagnuolo, who's a defensive coordinator for the Super Bowl champion New York Giants. You got a credible resume, and you are the steward of the worst defense in the National Football League. You can't stop a cold. You can't stop a cold. That's the problem. So Patrick Mahomes has said, I gotta try to make up for it because we can't stop no damn body, Marcus. He just ain't gonna tell us, I got a defense, y'all, and it can't stop no damn body, so I got to take chances. That's what that's about, Bart, and that's why I'm not sitting here and stripping him of that title just yet. Marcus, the floor is yours.
Yeah, listen, we comparing Patrick Mahomes to the things that he's already done. I'm with you, Stephen. He's still the best quarterback in the NFL to me. Right now, no, Lamar Jackson is playing better than anybody, but Lamar Jackson has had to do this for his career almost outside of having a run game. He's had to be the catalyst for everything that's transpired in Baltimore. So this isn't unfamiliar, but the reason why Lamar Jackson is looked upon as the guy, and I've always thought he was a really good quarterback, is because of the diminishment of his team, the 16 people on IR, what he's missing and the fact that he's playing like he's playing. Listen, man. Let's be honest about Patrick Mahomes, right? You got 6 interceptions at this point of the season, which should be 4. We just showed the Tyreek Hill pass. We showed the pass he threw over. We didn't show the pass he threw over the top. It was a bad throw. I get it. Hit the receiver's hands, bounced off. Asante Samuel Jr. intercepted the football. So that would be 4. And in the context of football, but 4 and 6 are huge numbers when you talk about turnovers. When you think about Patrick Mahomes and you think about where the Chiefs are as a team, the reason why we having this discussion and asking this question is because of exactly what you just said, Stephen A. Because the defense is bad and they haven't run the football successfully. The teams are literally sitting back with 7 and 8 people in coverage and saying, Mahomes, listen, man, we know the only shot we got at winning this game is that we don't allow you to be who you are. And you know why teams are doing that? Because all of those other defensive coordinators that's showing up to those stadiums know that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. And this is the way we have to play him. So until I put this on Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, as much as I want Eric Bieniemy to get a head coaching job, I put this on them because you have to run the football based on the way that people are playing the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's putting your quarterback in a terrible situation when your defense giving up points, you asking him to be explosive, and teams are dropping 8 people in the box to make sure he can't throw the ball, and there's nowhere to go with it.
But he's not the first superstar Hall of Famer that ever had to deal with this. Tom Brady had to deal with this as well. We always said when we played Tom Brady, if he's handed off, he's not throwing the football. And listen, when you get paid that much money and you're the franchise player, that's what you have to overcome. For years, Aaron Rodgers, the baddest man on the planet, according to Stephen A., had to deal with the same thing. So this is the adjustment to the adjustment. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers put the blueprint out there, how to slow this offense down, how to try and play Patrick Mahomes, and he has to adjust. But if he's a generational talent, if he's a Hall of Famer first ballot, then he's got to overcome those things. Peyton Manning never really had a running game. Listen, I always do this exercise when you talk about who's better. If you have to ask yourself, if you put these quarterbacks on the Kansas City Chiefs, are they the same or better? If you put Lamar Jackson on this team, are they the same or better?
Hey, Bart,
if you put Tom Brady, yeah, go ahead.
I was with you until you said Peyton Manning never had a running game.
Man.
Edgar and James.
I'm talking about post Edgar James, right? I'm talking about post stat. I'm talking about when Glenn retired, his great left tackle retired, and he was doing less with more. He was throwing the ball.
But they went back with Joseph Adai. They like Joseph Adai ran the ball well too.
Joseph Adai ain't going to nobody's Hall of Fame.
He's
man.
not, Bart, but that particular year they ran the football.
Joseph Adai was.
Bart, finish your thought experiment. So you're basically saying what quarterbacks could you interchange
right,
on the Chiefs and it wouldn't make a difference?
I've always said if Deshaun Watson would have got drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs would have been a better football team because of that element that he brings. That Patrick Mahomes is a mobile quarterback, but he's not like Deshaun Watson. He's not like Josh Allen. He's not like Kyler Murray. Like, he's a decent athlete, but he's not a great athlete that can come up with the deficiencies. With the way that they're playing him, you have to hurt teams with your legs, right? When they're playing you man-to-man, doubling everybody, guys like Josh Allen, guys like Lamar Jackson, guys like Kyler Murray can make you pay to get you out of those defenses. So that's why I'm saying, when you talk about the best quarterback in the league, it's not owned, it's rented. If you put Aaron Rodgers on that squad right now, I would say that the Chiefs would be a better team. No slight on Patrick Mahomes, but I'm just saying he came into a great situation and he's taking advantage of it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.